Yeah, we may need legal assistance on this one. A couple driving home from Florida flipped their car. Mm-hmm. They were Jake Singer and his girlfriend. She asked that her name not be used in this story, but Jake and his girlfriend were heading north on Interstate 95, returning to Washington, D.C., where they live after spending a month with some family in Boca. The girlfriend was behind the wheel of their 2006 Toyota Corolla, and there was a truck in front of them, a moving truck or something. And there was a sofa on the back of the truck. Well, the sofa came off on Interstate 95. And if you've done driving on Interstate 95, the speed limit there is 95. I mean, it is...
It's non-existent.
Okay. Yeah, it is road warrior-esque.
It is. When can I let my son get on a road like that? You know,
95.
On 95. He has not been on 85 yet. He's not been on I-40. Yesterday I had him on, this is local, on Highway 29, which I always find to be a tough road to drive on. It's pretty narrow and it's, pretty fast traffic.
And lots of entrances and exits.
Yeah. So I had him on 29 yesterday, and that scared him. You know, he was scared of that. We came on downtown and everything, and then I took him to the intersection where Dave got shot.
Oh,
you guys go there every week?
All the time. Well, I have
Do you lay flowers?
Yeah. I have about 6 or 7 different routes, and yesterday he was on 29 for the first time.
Yeah.
And he was all over this county yesterday. We drove for about an hour and a half yesterday. So he was really doing it. But I-85, I-95, certainly. I-40 I haven't had him on yet, because that's really advanced.
I-95 I travel a couple times a year.
It's the worst.
And you don't even realize it. You just suddenly you're doing 90.
You are.
That's right.
Like just
that's right.
You don't even know. You're just following traffic, and suddenly you're weaving in and out. And it's like you get mad at everybody because they're riding in the left-hand lane when they shouldn't be. And you just look down, it's like 90.
I know.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
I don't know. There's two methods there. You can either go with him and just, fear for your own life as well, or just wait till he's 20-something, let him deal with it on his own after he's had more experience, like over here in this, what used to be that, call it Death Valley.
Death Valley.
Where those two interstates just kind of, just like threw them together.
So that is the worst.
I don't like to go there either.
You should take him, I think you could take him out on like I-85.
I've got palpitations. Yeah, 85 and 40, but that Death Valley, the only reason I go there is there's an icing factory nearby, and I like to smell the icing.
Roll the window down?
Let's roll it down.
Yeah, but you haven't lived till you've had to cut across 6 lanes in a quarter mile.
God, ain't that the truth? Well, our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, is listening to this. So they're driving down.
Yeah, so they're headed north on 95 at Interstate 95 speeds when a couch comes off a truck in front of them. The girlfriend swerves the Toyota Corolla to avoid the couch, strikes the median. The Corolla flips over. The truck that lost the couch disappears.
Kept on going.
Kept going north. Singer's Toyota was totaled. When the state troopers and first responders got there, they were hanging by their seatbelts upside down.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So shaken up, but they're going to live. So they had to go to the hospital for surgeries and to be treated. When they were there, a Florida Highway Patrol trooper showed up at the hospital, not to deliver sympathy, not to ask about the car keys or anything of their belongings, to hand them a ticket for $166 for failing to maintain lane.
What?
That's right. Failure to maintain lane.
Because they cut across several lanes.
To avoid a sofa.
You son of a...
Can you believe that? I bet when they saw him coming, they're like, oh, my gosh, this is so nice. He's come to wish us well, bring us flowers.
So nice.
In track.
Or good news, we found the truck.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Right.
Exactly.
No, they didn't.
He had nothing.
Yeah, he had nothing except a ticket for them. Lisa Lanier is on the line.
What?
Lisa, this is egregious. They've got to be able to fight this. We wanted to get you a day early on this one. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. And I was listening to your story about the driving with your provisional licensee in the family, and I feel your pain. I'm doing that about every day with my daughter, and it's white knuckle city scared to death every time.
Oh my God, I have hit the imaginary non-existent brake about 1,000 times.
Oh yeah,
and I'm trying to not scare him. Like, and you're in the passenger side. You have no control. Oh my God,
no control. Oh, but and I'm a control freak, and so I'm sitting there the whole time just narrating. I can't do anything else except, okay, we're coming up on a stoplight. You need to stop up here when it when it turns green. Then you can go, and then we're going. The whole thing.
I do the same thing.
How does your daughter handle your stress, Lisa?
She handles it pretty well. She actually, I let her drive on 40 and 85 and all that. Like when I came up to see you guys the other day, she drove me up there, and it was kind of, that's the scariest part is the interstate. And just they don't see, all of a sudden I'll notice she's sort of drifting, and I'm like, there's a semi coming, and it's just, I don't know what it is, but it's the scariest.
And I always tell him there's something coming up on your left. He, I think, doesn't look in the rearview mirror as much as I'm looking.
Especially when you're going straight and there's a divider there.
You have to tell them all that.
You don't look in the mirrors.
His head on a swivel, though.
Yeah. That's what I tell him.
It's got to be always moving.
You've got to constantly check your mirrors and all that. And when he changes lane, blind spot, all of those things. Yeah. We've been on 40 one time. I did remember we went horseback riding, so I had to go out to the farm. All right, Lisa.
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm sorry. One time, a friend invited us out to see horses, and we went out there, and that's why we got out on I-40.
Nice.
Yeah, isn't it?
And is this you, or is this a story that you saw on TV?
Did you dream this?
Is this an Eloquist ad? Or for Trumpfia? What the hell? This is not your life.
I'm sorry, you're
is
right.
Is this Otezla?
That did not happen. I said, I'm sorry, an Otezla ad bled over to my dreams.
You went and saw horses.
We went and rubbed horses there one day.
We had this for another time. Lisa doesn't need to be subjected to this.
Apologies.
These
are billable hours.
Surely
they really are.
This woman and her boyfriend or husband can get out of this ticket because they were trying to avoid this sofa. What do you think, Lisa?
Well, it's interesting. They should. I mean, I hope that they will drop the ticket, once it's explained maybe to the judge. But I'll tell you that by the letter of the law, you are supposed to maintain your lane. And this is what, kind of just talking about the kids, this is what made me think about it, too, is in teaching, I help my daughter, get ready to take the test or whatever. So I quizzed her some from the little book. And that's one of the things they talk about is, deer runs out in front of you, maintain your lane. Something, you have to make sure if you are going to avert from your lane that you can do so safely. And, it's one of these situations where by the letter of the law, you're supposed to maintain your lane. But my goodness, I mean, sudden emergency situation like that, I hope they'll drop it. But they must have thought that the officer must have thought that there was something inappropriate about their action to issue a ticket for that.
In the hospital. You got some gall to come to the hospital and do that.
All bruised.
I was coming back from the beach one time with my friend Brian Thomas. His dad was driving their van, and we were on a major road, I-40 or something, and a dog ran out in front of us, a stray dog, clearly, and his mother went, "Dog," and the dad just ran it right over. Did not even try to swerve. And because we had traffic all around us, he said, "You can't. I would love to have saved that dog."
Right.
He just plowed.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to know what's
do.
around you.
You
like
have
Lisa
to. You have to. Exactly.
You have to.
That's actually good driving.
Right.
Yeah, it was very good driving. And I told my son, if you're going 50 miles an hour or whatever, and the dog runs out, you have to know what's around you, and you may have to hit that dog.
Yeah, and because
these people. Maybe they would have been, injured less severely if they had just hit the couch versus the median and all that. Who knows? But I mean, that's kind of, I think, the cop's point there. But interestingly, they had pretty significant injuries in most states in a situation like this where the at-fault vehicle that didn't secure the load is gone and you can't get them. Then these people probably have no way to recover for their injuries, because normally when you're in a hit-and-run type situation, your uninsured motorist would pick up and pay for your injuries. But here, where there's no contact between them and the vehicle that caused the accident, then they're out of luck. So they're probably going to be kind of doubly screwed here.
Man,
and that's for anything that comes out of the back of a truck, a piece of rock, a log that breaks your windshield.
Tires. The tires are flying all over the place. I saw that report on Inside Edition the other night.
They're not flying all over the place.
They're flying all over the place. Let me tell you something. I saw the news the other night.
That's all they were talking about at the horse farm.
I saw on the news the other night. When I say news, I mean Inside Edition. Tires are flying all around, hitting vehicles. You have no idea. Am I right, Lisa? You've seen this.
Oh, absolutely. You have to worry about anytime you're behind or near, any sort of commercial vehicle, there's danger there, but especially there's stuff flying off of construction vehicles.
Yep.
I had a client that was on I-40. Brick comes off of a construction truck, comes through the windshield, hits her in the head. She is basically a vegetable.
Oh my God!
I mean,
how horrible!
Went right through her skull. Yeah, $8 million settlement.
God.
I mean,
crazy. Oh, well, you have to go.
Yeah,
Lisa has to go.
I'm turning into Debbie Downer now. Sorry.
You do. I love you. Sometimes you do that.
Yes, I do. I go to the dark side quickly.
You do. You've got to. You've been quarantined too long, Lisa. Oh my God, it's terrible. Listen, we'll talk to you tomorrow right at this time.
She can't control her urine or anything. All right.
My God.
My God, Lisa. I'm turning white as a ghost in here.
A team of nurses wipes her drool. All right.
Precisely.
At least if you're not busy this weekend, Kelly, take your horseback ride.
Yeah, if you want to.
You want to go out
be
there?
a little easier, We'll make our own hotel.
Want to share some more war stories?
You bring the
Mint
dogs.
julep in one hand.
Yeah, you bring the dogs. He'll bring the fox.
And we'll get out there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa Lanier. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bless her.
Oh, she's our official attorney. She's real dark, though. I mean, she will turn
She
it
can't
that way.
go there.
She'll do that sometimes. Lanier Law Group.
She's seen things. In
Seasoned.
that line of
She's
work.
seen a lot.
Seasoned.
Yeah, so, she has, and we haven't. Brian, you're talking about this ticket story. Go ahead.
Yes. 3 years ago, I was involved in a wreck where I should have died.
Mm-hmm.
And, it took them 15 minutes to cut me out of the car.
Yep.
What happened was I was driving, I blacked out and crossed the center line and hit a brand new Mercedes head on.
Mm.
That driver walked away. Like I said, they cut me out of the car. An hour later, as I'm laying in the hospital with a broken hip, every bone in my left leg was broken.
Oh my God!
And I'm waiting to be transferred from one hospital to another. The policeman walks in, the state trooper walks in and gives my wife a ticket for me for crossing the center line.
Oh man!
Can you put the pen between his teeth and sign this?
We'll just move the paper up and down.
Yeah. That is
form the letters.
literally insult to injury.
Oh, Brian.
I'm sorry. Do you still black out behind the wheel?
No, the blackout was caused by a wreck earlier.
Mm.
It was I was on 85 and somebody changed lanes. It was a hit and run, and I had a subdural hematoma.
God.
Well, I shouldn't say it's a hit and run. In North Carolina, it's not a hit and run unless you can identify the other driver.
Well, geez. But
So it becomes an uninsured motorist.
Man.
How are
So
you now?
I had two. I am still fighting PTSD, traumatic brain injury.
Ay, ay, ay.
I've had three hip surgeries, a neck surgery, and I'm getting ready to have my second back surgery.
It's horrible.
Oh man.
Sorry to hear that.
And relegated to morning radio.
This is what he's listening to. Yeah. Thank you very
You
much.
can't reach
Brian.
over and turn it off. Ay, ay, ay. Poor man.
He wants to.
Thank you, Brian.
What a story.
God, he's as big a downer as Lisa Lanier. They're both just
Yeah.
telling
And all
us
of this is out of control and something you deal with every day.
That's right. And you never know when a brick could fly at you or a driver could cross the center line. Jason, you're talking about this ticket story where the couple tried to avoid a couch and they got a ticket for their trouble. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. And I can't compete with the last guy's story, but I'm going to try.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago, I was living in Pennsylvania. A guy pulled out from a shopping center.
Mhm.
He was so close I could see the whites of his eyes when he looked right at me. I swerved to go around him, T-boned a vehicle pulling out from the other side to turn into he's going to turn into the center lane.
Mhm.
Ended up totaling 3 vehicles. All my fault for not maintaining lanes.
Oh, but you were the one that was he pulled out in front of you because you should just hit him.
Yeah.
Then. That's what you should just hit him.
Yeah.
God, that's
You can't-
terrifying.
Can't win.
Yeah.
And it's not even. That's not human nature.
Of course.
we're built to try to avoid
Exactly.
an incident.
Of course. And when a deer runs out in front of you, you're built to just
Yeah,
anything.
you don't even think about it.
wanna
You just
swerve.
want to turn away.
Thank you, Jason. Golly, I didn't know that was the thing. I did not know that was happening. Wow. That's really something.